So hello everyone, my name is Nana and I'm from the Buddhi Academy. So today we're gonna deal with the chapter, that is chapter number 6, reproduction in animals. So in your previous standard you have learned reproduction in plants and even the processes of digestion, circulation and respiration, which is essential for the survival of animals or an individual. So you'll also learn about the reproduction in plant. So reproduction is essential for the continuation of a species. So similarly, if for plants reproduction is important, same way for animals also reproduction is very important as to carry on their generations. So what if organisms doesn't reproduce? So there won't be furthermore generation or there won't be anyone in the future. So similarly, reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individual generation after generation. So in this chapter we're going to see how animals reproduce. So modes of reproduction. So you have seen the young ones of different animals, right? So how are the young ones of humans? We humans, we give birth to a baby. Cats, kittens, right? Where hen, they lay egg and from egg we get chicks. So similarly, there are two types of reproduction. So let's see what are they and how are they. So you must have seen the young ones of various animals being born, right? We humans, we also give birth to young ones. So just as in plants, there are two modes by which animals reproduce. These are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So similarly, in plants also we have sexual as well as asexual reproduction. In animals also we have sexual reproduction as well as asexual reproduction. So let's start with sexual reproduction. So how does sexual reproduction occurs in plants? For sexual reproduction we require two parts, that is male and female reproductive parts. So what are the male reproductive part and female reproductive part in plants? So plants, usually flowers, undergo sexual reproduction. In plants, usually flowers are the ones they undergo sexual reproduction, and for sexual reproduction we require male and a female gamete. So what is the male gamete in flower? That is stamen. And female is pistil. So as in case of plants, for animals also for sexual reproduction we require a male and a female gamete. So like plant, the reproductive parts in animals also produce gametes that fuse to form zygote. So it is the zygote which develops into a new individual. This type of reproduction, beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes, is called sexual reproduction. So same in case of plants, these two gametes they fuse together to form zygotes and gives rise to the seed which develops into a plant. Similarly, in animals, also we require male and female gametes which fuses together to give zygote. and this zygote develops into the young one, and this process is called sexual reproduction. So, what is sexual reproduction? It is a type of reproduction beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. So, let us find out the reproductive parts in humans and study the process of reproduction in them. So, in humans, as we know, for animals we require male and female gamete. So, similarly, humans also have a male reproductive organ and a female reproductive organ. So, let's see what the male reproductive organ is. The male reproductive organ include a pair of testes, 2 sperm ducts and a penis. So, this is the testes. These are the testes. This is the penis and the sperm duct. So what does a male reproductive organ has? Male reproductive organ has 2 testes, a penis and a sperm duct. The testes produce the male gametes called sperms. So the male gametes are known as sperms. So this is the structure of sperm. So millions of sperms are produced by the testes. Those sperms are very small in size. Each has a head, a middle piece and a tail. So sperm, this is the structure of sperm. So it has a head, a middle piece and a tail. And each sperm is a single cell with all the usual cell components. So this is a single cell. So in humans, the male reproductive organ what does it has? It has 2 testes, a penis and sperm duct. So this testes, it produces sperms. What is sperm? It is the male gamete. Okay, so sperm is the male gamete. And there are millions of sperms that are produced. And it is a single cell. What are the parts of sperm? Sperm has 3 parts: a head, middle part and a tail. Okay, so this is the male reproductive organ in human. Let's see what is the female reproductive part of the humans. So female reproductive organ, it has a pair of ovaries. So these are the ovaries, an oviduct. So this tube, you can see it is the oviduct, and also known as fallopian tube, and a uterus. Okay, so female reproductive organ has ovaries, oviduct or fallopian tube, and uterus. So as you see, this is the ovaries, this is the oviduct and the uterus. So female gamete is known as ova or eggs. In human beings, a single matured egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. So Every month, a matured ova or the egg is released from the ovaries into the oviduct, into this fallopian tube. It is done every month. So uterus is the part where development of the baby takes place. So here the development of the baby takes place in the uterus. Like sperm, an egg is also a single cell. So this is an human ovum. We call it as ovum, ova or egg. Okay. It has a nucleus. So female reproductive organ, it has ovaries, oviduct and uterus. So ovaries, they produce ova or the egg, that is the female gamete. Unlike male gametes which are produced in millions, female gamete is produced single. Only single gamete is produced every month. And it is released to in this ova or egg is released into the oviduct every month. And uterus is the place where development of baby occurs. Okay. Similarly, sperms and ovum both are single celled. Now let's see what is fertilization. So now we have a male gamete and a female gamete. So they have to come together, right, to produce the young one. So the process of fusing, or the process where gametes combine together, that is sperm and ovum meets, is fertilization. So the first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of sperm and ovum. So when the sperm comes in contact with an egg, one of the sperm may fuse with the egg. Such a fusion of egg and sperm is called fertilization. So this is the fertilization where the sperm enters the ovum. So what is fertilization? It is a fusion of sperm and ovum. So sperm is the male gamete, ovum is the female gamete. So fusion of both of them together is the process of fertilization. So this is the fertilization process. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single nucleus. So what happens here? Once the sperm enters the ovum, the nuclei of the sperm fuses with the ovum to form a single nuclei or the single nucleus. This results in the formation of a fertilized egg or a zygote. So here, fusing of nuclei, the nucleus of the ovum and the nucleus of the sperm, they combine together to form a zygote. The process of fertilization is the meeting of an egg cell from the mother and the sperm cell from the father. So here eggs are produced in female, so in your mother, and sperms are coming from the father. So it is the process where an egg from the mother and the sperm from the father meets. So the new individual inherits some characteristics from mother and some from the father. So you might have seen your friends saying like, you look like your mother, you look like your father. So these are because of these sperms or the ovum, because you are fertilized from your mother's egg and the father's sperm when they combine together. So the new individual inherits some characteristics from the mother, some from the father. So Fertilization which takes place inside the female body is called internal fertilization. So humans, cows, dogs, where young ones are born, like in humans, the fertilization takes place inside the mother, right? So fertilization which takes place inside the female body, inside your mother, that is internal fertilization. So same way, now there have been internal fertilization, so same way there is an external fertilization also. Before that, have you ever heard about test tube babies? So when a woman is unable to bear babies because sperm cannot reach the egg for fertilization, as the woman has oviduct blocked, so the ovaries produce eggs here and it is released into the oviduct, so the fertilization takes place here. If this oviduct is blocked, the sperms won't reach the egg, hence the mother will be unable to conceive a baby. In these cases, what happens is doctors collect freshly released egg and the sperm and keep them together for few hours for IVF or in vitro fertilization outside the body. So in such cases where oviduct is blocked and sperms can't meet the egg for fertilization, what doctors do is they take the freshly released egg and the sperms and they keep them together for few hours outside in a container. So in case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week. If the fertilization occurs, then it is kept for a week so that the zygote develops. Once the zygote is developed, it is placed in the mother's uterus where complete development of baby takes place. And babies born through these techniques are called test tube babies. So now we have seen the internal fertilization. Similarly, there is external fertilization. This mainly occurs in frogs, fishes. So how it occurs? During spring or rainy season, frogs and toads move into ponds and or slow flowing streams. When the male and female come together, they lay eggs. Female, they lay eggs. Hundreds of eggs, unlike hens. Hens lay only 1 or 2 eggs, but female frogs, they lay hundreds of eggs which are covered in a jelly like thing which provides protection to the eggs. So here you can see this is the egg and the white color thing around it is the jelly kind of thing which protects it. So as the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperm over them. So over these eggs, the male frog deposits the sperm. Each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of its long tail. Now you have seen sperm has a long tail. So with the help of that tail, they swim towards the eggs. The sperm come in contact with the egg. This results in fertilization. So when the sperm comes in contact with the egg, it results in fertilization. So this type of fertilization, in which the fusion of the male and female gametes takes place outside the body of the female, is called external fertilization. So there are two types of fertilization. First is internal, second is external. So what happens in internal? The fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside female body, whereas external, the fusion occurs outside female body. Okay, so this is the end example in common aquatic animals such as fish and starfish or frogs. So in our today's class, what we have seen is the modes of reproduction in animals like sexual and asexual reproduction. So we have started with sexual reproduction. So what is a sexual reproduction? It's a type of reproduction beginning from the fusion of female and male gametes and development of zygote. That is sexual reproduction. We have also seen the male reproductive organs and female reproductive organs of humans. So in male reproductive organ of human, we have two pairs of testes, a pair of testes, a penis, and a sperm duct. Testes is the place where sperms are produced, and sperms are the male gametes. And millions of sperms are produced by the testes. And the sperm has a head, a middle piece, and a tail. And it is a single cell with all the usual cell components. Then we have seen female reproductive organ. Female reproductive organ has a pair of ovaries where the ova or the egg is produced, an oviduct, a fallopian tube, and the uterus where the development of baby takes place. Then we have seen what is fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of sperm and the ovum. So once the fusion of sperm and ovum takes place, the nucleus of the sperm fuses with the nucleus of the egg. This results in the formation of zygote. So this is the fusion fertilization process where sperm enters the ovum, and this is the fusion of the nucleus which gives rise to the zygote. So this process of fertilization. So now what happens? This is the ovum, it's from the mother. This is the sperm, it's from the father. So both of them combines together to give a zygote. Hence the resulting offspring or the baby has the characteristics from mother as well as from father. So there are two types of fertilization, internal fertilization and external fertilization. So what is the internal fertilization? Internal fertilization where fusion of the male and female gametes takes place inside the female body, whereas external fertilization, the fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside the body of female. So in our next class we will see the development of embryo. So thank you for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.